Ever heard of Atomic Man? Nope, not that one. This one. It's been almost 50 years since Harold McCluskey became the real-life Atomic Man. Back in 1976, this rad worker at the Hanford nuclear site in eastern Washington was involved in an explosion that left him extremely radioactive. So radioactive that Geiger counters were going crazy from 50 feet away. So what caused the explosion? Well, McCluskey was working in a glove box on columns filled with special exchange resins used to recover radioactive americium-241, a byproduct of plutonium production for weapons, which is used in smoke detectors. The lab had been closed for 5 months due to a strike. McCluskey was wary about resuming work on the resins that had been left unattended for so long, remembering previous warnings. But his boss told him to proceed. As McCluskey added nitric acid to the columns containing americium and other radionuclides, disaster struck. The resin mixture had become extremely unstable during the prolonged shutdown. Suddenly, the column exploded with incredible force. Leaded glass, nitric acid, and incredibly hot radioactive materials sprayed out directly onto McCluskey's face. In a matter of seconds, the explosion tore off his protective respirator and embedded metal, glass, and rubber into his skin. His face and eyes were seared by nitric acid as radioactive particles coated his body and airways. The blast exposed McCluskey to a staggering 500 times the radiation considered safe for an entire human lifetime, thousands of times higher than exposure levels at Fukushima or Chernobyl. Medical staff had to physically scrub and clean McCluskey's body thoroughly. They also gave him over 500 injections of an experimental drug that helped McCluskey's body get rid of the radioactive material he was exposed to during the accident. It was a long, difficult battle, but ultimately the intense decontamination efforts saved McCluskey's life. Despite receiving extremely high radiation doses from the 1976 accident, many experts were surprised that Harold McCluskey did not die from radiation-induced cancer or any other radiation health effects. He ended up passing away at age 75 from congestive heart failure caused by long-standing coronary artery disease, unrelated to the massive radiation exposure a decade earlier.